Hey y'all, this is Ross with the Bear Mountain Bike Shop in Waco, Texas, and we're here to talk with our friends at Pakmule about the differences between tubed and tubeless tires. So if you've been riding for a while, or maybe it's been a while since you've ridden, maybe when you were a kid, more than likely what you rode on your bike was a tubed tire. So what that means is you have your tire, the tire's on the wheel, and inside of that tire there is a tube or a small, essentially donut of rubber that's going to hold the air in there. So this is a super simple way of doing things. It's the way bikes have held air for most of their history. And it's a really low maintenance option for you. In the event that you get a flat, all you have to do is take the tire off, put a new tube in, tire back on, air it up, and you are good to go. In the last few years, though, there's been a growth of what's known as tubeless tires. So what are tubeless tires? So tubeless tires look a lot like a standard tire, except they're designed to be run without tubes in them. A tubeless tire is going to go onto your wheel the same way as a tubed tire, but instead of having a tube inside that holds the air, the tire is going to use a combination of its construction along with a sealant to maintain air pressure in the tire. The benefits of a tubeless version are that first off, it is a little bit lighter weight than a tubed version, but more so if you maintain the sealant inside the tire, you're going to be much less prone to getting flats when you ride. So if you're riding on a tubeless tire, and let's say you ride over a thorn or maybe a small piece of wire or nail, something of that effect, the sealant inside the tire is going to seal up the hole that object makes. If you are riding a more traditional bike with just a standard tube, it's going to pop that tube, you're going to run out of air in your tire pretty quickly, and you're either going to have to patch the tube, replace the tube, or just go home and get a new tube when you have the chance. So the tubeless setup with the sealant really helps on flat prevention. The other thing, especially in regards to mountain biking and gravel riding, is that by having a tubeless setup, you can run your tires at a lower air pressure. The lower air pressure delivers both a more comfortable ride, especially if you're on a gravel bike. If you can ride with a little bit less air pressure in the tire, it's going to be more comfortable for you. It's going to absorb some of that vibration. By having lower air pressure on your mountain bike, you are going to not only get a more comfortable ride because the tires absorb more of that, more of those impacts, but because you have that lower air pressure, the tire is going to be able to conform to the trail more and give you better traction when you're riding. So if you've found a situation on your tube tires where you just don't feel like you are getting the grip on the trail that you are wanting, you should really consider looking at a tubeless setup because you can get that additional level of traction that you might be looking for. Really the only downside to a tubeless setup, and it's really more of a maintenance issue, is over time the sealant will dry out inside the tire. So depending upon your climate and how much you're riding, every 3 months or so you want to check and refresh the sealant within your tire just to make sure that you don't find yourself out riding sometime, getting a puncture, and not having any more sealant left in that tire. So those are the basic differences between your tubed and your tubeless setup. If you're going to be doing a good amount of mountain biking in your future, we really recommend you look at a tubeless setup. The benefits on trail are significant, and the little bit of additional maintenance that it has is more than made up for by them. If you have any other questions about that, give your local bike shop a shout. They'd be more than happy to answer that and help you figure out what you need to do to take that next step. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed or have your own take on some of these things, drop a comment below. If you want to see some more content from Pakmule, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching with us. Keep the rubber side down. We'll see you on the trail.